Good morning. We are coming to you from Derryfield Park in Manchester, New Hampshire for the Division 1, 2, and 3 Boys and Girls Cross Country Championships. We just actually heard the gun from the Girls Division 2 race that is now underway. With me is Jim McKenzie. And Jim, talk to us a little bit about what's going through the minds of these girls as they come off the line.
Well, the first thing is with the uphill start, it kind of separates itself right out. And the girls, they want to be basically in the top third coming up this hill to make the first turn around the tennis courts to get into where it comes back downhill. But if you're in, that 30%, you're in pretty good position. There's no need to go out real fast. There's plenty of room to move. But if you're in the team competition, you don't want to be stuck way in back going through the crowd.
And is it relatively easy in this first mile to make position moves? Because I know right after the mile you have that really narrow single track, and you probably want to be in a good spot before you hit that single track.
Yeah, I always start positioning myself right now as you're going around the tennis court, but I think the real race begins right at this gazebo. That's where I would start to make sure I am definitely, it's like to the race, definitely in contention, and making a move as you crest the rest of the hill until you get to the mile mark to where it goes single track.
And now, what about those girls who are part of a team that has a potential championship in their mind? Not necessarily the individual race leaders, but what are they thinking coming through this first loop?
It's basically looking for the knowns, but also running your own race. You've got to. The key is you have to know what you're feeling, but you also got to see what's out there, know the teams that what they have, and basically adjust yourself to it. I mean, the bottom line is you're trying to score the lowest points possible. The people that are battling for first place, of course, there's a strategy there, but the team thing is the most important. So every person that you can get is a point.
Right.
And this race could come right down to, it could be a tie, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. It's going to be that close.
Right. Now, is there an advantage to having that really great runner who could be up near the front in a team, or is it better to have teams that are more evenly matched and have a smaller pack time? Like, are there advantages, disadvantages to both of those group makeups?
Yeah, if you always have that low scorer, that's nice. But basically, what I've always told my teams were, you can walk in here with 4 Kenyans or 4 Ethiopians. If you don't have a fifth, you're not going to win. And so I always think those low scores, but you better have a 1 through 7, because even the 7th man can displace another team's 5th man. So it becomes really strategic as far as girls that feel comfortable running with their teammates. Sometimes that's a better thing, and sometimes it's just forcing the pace to get the rest of your teammates up there.
Right. So I guess we should mention some of these returning runners from last year. If we look at the Division 2 results from last year without the seniors, the top returning runner is Allie Pratt from Co-Brown. Number 2 was Christy Schofield from Merrimack Valley. Danielle Slavin from Oyster River, who I think we saw in the top 5 currently. Susan Poor from Wyndham. Julia Robitaille from Manchester West. Jane Layton from Sauhegan. Hannah Whitman from Hanover is not running this year. She was the number 7 runner last year. Pierce Lingelbach from Hanover. Layla Trummel from Hanover. Shannon Early from Sauhegan. That would be our top 10 from last year. With Whitman's absence, Elise Lambert from Sauhegan would move up into their top 10 from last year.
A freshman from Hanover, Lucy Gluck, is very well. She's been 1-2 for Hanover all year, and she'll make a mark here, I'm sure.
So how do those girls who are new to the sport, how do they have either an advantage or disadvantage coming into this meet without any prior experience?
Well, you can look at it both ways. Sometimes if you had a bad experience here, that doesn't always work well in your favor. But if you have never run here, sometimes you run blind and you don't know what you're into, and you surprise yourself. So you don't have any you don't have any preconceived notions of what's going to go on.
Right.
So
Sometimes having no experience actually can help you.
exactly. You got to work up that hill, and if it gets too crowded, then you're pretty much stuck in the position that you're at till it opens up again. But it's only for a little while. You can maneuver around, especially when you get up by McIntyre. There's plenty of places to move there. But basically, you can't overwork the hill to a point where you're not going to have anything else left in the race. It's not that critical to make that your whole race. You really just got to be patient and stick to business. Just try to climb the ladder. If you climb the ladder and find out where you're at, that's a good thing. As long as you're the hunter, not the hunted.
Right. Now, you mentioned that McIntyre ski slope. It's one of the very distinctive parts of this course. And just beyond that is the 2-mile mark, and then you get a nice long downhill. So is there a potential strategy to maybe not play this as a 3-mile course and maybe only as a 2.25-mile course?
Yeah, definitely. If you're a good downhill runner, if you're in position, if you're still in the top 20, getting to that downhill, if you could break it up into, basically, it's 3 miles, but it's almost 3 distinctively different races built in one, and you can't panic because a lot of things can happen in 3 miles.
And are there particular parts of it where it might favor one runner versus another style of runner, so that you really can't predict who's going to be, winning until you see them right at the end?
Yeah, especially here at Manchester, because of the hill, it's going to break up who are the real contenders and who are not.
Not burning yourself up on that first hill can really separate those with good experiences versus those with no experience or bad experience, I would think, too.
Yeah, exactly.
And it looks like Madeline has this pretty well in hand.
She's running a great time, too.
Yeah,
just past 18.
Over 18. So this year's 2016 Division II girls winner will be Madeline Hunt from Souhegan High School. Congratulations to her. The runner-up this year will be Danielle Slavin from Oyster River.
Excellent time also.
And number 3 is Julia Robitaille from West High School, Manchester West. Wyndham, number 4 from Wyndham, is Susan Poor. Number 5 is Christy Schofield from Merrimack Valley.
Rebecca Durham.
Number 6 is Rebecca Durham from Milford. So all of these finishers so far have been from different schools, but here's our second Souhegan runner. And then followed by Allie Pratt from Co-Brown. And Souhegan's number 3 runner, Shannon Early or Elise Lambert, and Sarah Dupuis from Co-Brown. And then 2 Hanover runners, Alex Matisse from Milford. Close finish there.
Right now, Souhegan's winning this, but Co-Brown's
Yep.
number 5's coming in.
Okay.
So it's going to be a close one.
So Co-Brown's number 3. That's Souhegan's number 4. Co-Brown's number 4 and 5. And then Souhegan's number 5 is 2 spots behind. But looks like she might be able to catch this girl in front of her. That's number 5 for Co-Brown, and here's Souhegan's number 5, who will pass. Whoops.
Wow.
We have a runner down on the course from Conval. So this one's going to be very, very close.
Yep.
They had 2 in front. So we should also mention that, as well as the team championships on the line, the advancement to the next week's Meet of Champions, some of these individuals who finish in the top 25 next week. As well as the top 6 teams in this division.
Here comes Souhegan, 6 and 7. So they had
Yep.
a pretty good day. If I did my math right, looks like Souhegan
Yeah,
just pulled this one out over
because
Coe-Brown.
they had their top 2 ahead of Coe-Brown's number 1. But it will be very close.
If it does happen, that would be the end of six straight.
Consecutive, yep.
Still quite a run.
Very good run. And the 7th in the school's history, too. They had a prior championship back in 2003, I believe. And here is Coe-Brown's number 7 runner.
So some pretty good times today, though.
Yeah, and excellent races. And as you mentioned, the heat not being a factor, you still see quite a bit of discomfort on some of these girls' faces, which would indicate to me they really put everything on the line today.
Yep, and that's what you want. That's all you can ask for.